All right, welcome everybody. We are just getting things set up with our friends from Canada, from Regina, the Regina Hydra. They're going to be playing our Silver Overwatch Hanover Hydra team, which is why I had to designate the names Hanover Hydra, Regina Hydra down below. So they're just getting their players pulled in. We do have to shorten this match today. We got some players that have to leave a little early today. So trying to get this in quickly. We are playing hybrid maps today. I'm sorry, escort maps today. Dorado, Havana, and then Junkertown if it's needed. So should be a lot of fun. We'll get this thing kicked off here in hopefully just a couple of minutes as they get their players onboarded and on the match here to get this thing kicked off and ready to go. So stick with us. Hopefully we'll be right back for some match play. right, welcome back, and we are kicking this match off. This is Dorado, so these are escort maps, which means both teams will get a chance to grab a payload, push the payload as far as they can. Each team will have an opportunity to push it as far as 3 points. Each time they push it to a point and through a point, they get a point. And if they get all 3 points, then the opposing team will have an opportunity to push all 3 points. So should be a lot of fun. Escorts are a good match. There you see the 3rd point. There's the 2nd point we just passed over. Heading down here to the 1st point. And where they'll actually pick up the payload and go. So the Hydra are in blue. So we've got PC5, LAXKJB playing Junkrat. We've got Melomaniac playing Diva. We've got Cole Cassidy being played by Dark Dragoon. PC7, we got Barebow Fraggins playing Lucio. Big Huge Daddy is actually playing Mercy. That's actually Archangel. And Mighty Coldblug is playing Sigma. And from the Regina, our friends from Regina, Canada, the Hydra from Regina, I'm going to have a trouble because they're both named Hydra. They're playing a Mercy, a Bastion, a May, a Baptiste, a Orisa, and a Sigma. So here's the Horde. I'm sorry, the Hydra. Hanover team, I should say. So I'll have to say Hydra versus Regina just to keep from getting confused here, is set up on defense. You see a May wall comes out from Regina, falls behind the Hydra though. So not much effect. As typical function, Hanover's going to give them room to kind of get this corner, and then they're going to try to hold them there. All right, so Bastion does get elimination on Big Huge Daddy's Mercy. Got overextended there a little bit, but that Bastion can do a lot of damage. You got to get in deep behind that Bastion. For some reason, it doesn't look like the Hydra are playing a Genji. Genji's usually really good against the Bastion because they can get in deep behind them. Sigma's up there trying to play this corner, but somebody's got to get in there against that Diva, just like the Hydra did so well last week. So we'll see if they have some comp changes here with a lot of the Hydra members heading back to spawn here as the payload continues to push. Looks like there's some Hydra members way back there behind the point, letting the Regina Hydra push really quickly here. I'm not sure why they're fighting from behind there. But I think they lost sight of the payload as they quickly push to the 1st point here. So good job by Regina to make that 1st push. The Hanover Hydra have to find a response to that Bastion. They do get the Junkrat in there, but he's going to get taken out coming from behind. So again, the best way to beat the Bastion was what the Hydra did last week, was get in behind there and get in deep into that Bastion, playing that pirate ship. Is tough, and none of the Hanover Hydra are getting close enough here to really close the distance on that Bastion. You see Barebow Fraggins playing that Lucio, trying to keep the payload from moving, but he's all by himself there. See if they can get rid of this Bastion on top. It does take care of Barebow Fraggins. The Hydra's just not moving as well as they did the previous week together on this push. Sigma Ultimate comes in, does get most of the players up and out, but unfortunately misses that Bastion. They should have targeted that Bastion there, but having a little bit of trouble getting together on this push against this Bastion. Bastion is currently unshielded, so see if they can take advantage of this. And they do manage, good play by Barebow Fraggins to get rid of that Bastion. Let's see if they can hold this point now and keep them from pushing any further. So they're going to have to call out where that Bastion's coming from and close the distance before that Bastion's able to set up. Here you see it coming around the corner. That Mercy's out of position, fortunately moves back because it could have easily been taken out by that Bastion setup. So they are targeting that Bastion there. Bastion's going to have to run for cover. He was waiting for his shield from Orisa. There's that shield set up. So the Hanover Hydra are content to let them play that. Here comes a Junkrat tire. Looks like they were able to pick that Junkrat tire out of the air. Not sure where they must have been able to pick that off. That's a nice job there. Ottawa gets a couple nice eliminations there. I should say Regina. I guess they're just playing on Ottawa accounts. Junkrat does get elimination on the Regina Orisa there. Diva's back mech'd up at this point. Here comes the Diva bomb. Goes off, does manage to take care of the Mercy of the Regina Hydra there. So the Hanover Hydra's done a better job here defending. Nice eliminations there by PC7. Barebow Fraggins gets a couple good eliminations on support characters. And they're once they take care of this May, which they do, that's going to send most of the team back to spawn. So again, they're going to have to focus that Reinhardt as it comes up, or that Bastion as it comes up, and figure out how they can get in and behind there and close the distance and get some damage on that Bastion before it can set up into turret mode. They're content to kind of hang out on that the payload, but they should be getting deep in there if possible. Close that distance with that Bastion. Don't let them get that Orisa shield up. So a couple shields put up there. Maywall gets put out there. That kind of helps the Hydra. The Hanover Hydra, I should say. They do a nice job getting behind the shield, getting that Bastion set up. Again, the Hydra need to recognize that and close that distance. Here comes another Junkrat tire. See if it can find its way in there this time. Does blow up, does take out that Bastion, so good elimination there by that Junkrat tire. Didn't make mass damage, but did pretty good. But with their Mercy, they do manage to get that Bastion back up on point and set up back in turret mode here. Here comes D.Va, though, diving in on that Bastion. Good Deadeye there by the Hydra to take out the Baptiste of the opposing team. 1 minute, 21 seconds. So the Hydra, Regina Hydra, did a really nice push, but Mighty Coldbug, a couple nice eliminations, take out the Bastion and the Sigma from the opposing team. Barebow Fraggins is going to get elimination on their Mercy, and 1 minute, 8 seconds. So they're going to have to push in here. And again, they've only got 1 point at this point, but let's see if they can get set up here. Again, I really wish the Hydra would close that distance with that Bastion, but they're kind of content to play behind and play behind that shield. So Hydra's kind of bunkering down, but you see that Bastion getting those long-range picks. The Hydra's kind of exposing himself. Nice job by Big Daddy to get Sigma back into it, but he's froze by May and ultimately taken out by the opposing Regina Hydra team. So 31 seconds left. You can see the point is just up here. Just up ahead. Good job by Barebow Fraggins to get rid of that that Orisa from the opposing team. Without that Orisa, that Bastion is really ineffective. Just 13 seconds left. The Hydra need to get back here quickly, though, to stop this last push to force them to keep them from getting the second point. Just 3 seconds left. It'll go into overtime, and then all the Hydra have to do is clear them off the point. We are in overtime. Here comes the D.Va bomb. D.Va bomb goes off, gets the May, gets the Sigma, gets the Mercy. Just a couple more eliminations there with the elimination. Junkrat tire comes in, gets that May. They just need to clear off this Bastion, who is in ultimate form. They do clear him off, but they just got this one last remaining. Looks like it's a Baptiste there. Not sure. They do manage to get rid of that Baptiste. That's going to send it. And with just 1 point, the Hydra do a really good job rallying. It looked like Regina Hydra was going to just push that thing along. The Hanover Hydra had a really hard time trying to figure out how to compensate and deal with that Bastion riding on pirate ship format. But once they did a really good job defending and keeping them to just getting 1 point on that push. All right, so we'll flip sides here, and the Hanover Hydra will push the payload, and the Regina Hydra will be defending the payload push. So exciting first round. We'll see what each team goes with. We'll see if Regina is going to stick with, looks like they're not going to be running a Bastion. The Hanover Hydra don't run a Bastion. They're going to be running PC5. LAX is going to be running as Junkrat. PC6 is going to be running D.Va. That's Melomaniac. PC2, Dark Dragoon is going to be playing at Genji. I wish he was playing that Genji that first time. I think he's much more effective against Bastion in those rounds. We got Lucio, Barebow Fraggins, Big Huge Daddy. Actually, that's Archangel is playing Mercy, and Mighty Coldbug or Twitch is playing the Sigma. All right, so here's the defense for Regina Hydra. They're running a Lucio, a McCree, a Cole Cassidy, a May, a Baptiste, a Reinhardt, and a Roadhog. All right, so here comes the Hydra. Looks like they're coming out from the side, ignoring the payload at this point. And they're going to push in on the opposing team's position. Sigma does a nice job. Mighty Coldbug getting that shield up there. He needs to get more shields up there. Protect his team. There you go. Nice job. All right. Nice. Melomaniac gets a nice pick on their Reinhardt. Critical part of their defense. The Hanover Hydra's getting a nice push here. May gets a freeze on the Sigma. Good job putting that shield out there again from Mighty Coldbug. Doing much better job this week getting those shields out there where they need to be, protecting his team. Good elimination there by LASKJV. Diva's going to be demeched here. Melomaniac's going to be demeched here, but the Hydra's getting a couple nice eliminations with the spawn for the Regina Hydra being further back. That's going to benefit the Hanover Hydra with this push. You see he's standing firm with that Reinhardt. They're going to focus and try to break that shield. Lucio's going to get in behind. That's going to leave him vulnerable, and he's going to be taken out by the Diva played by Melomaniac. So good job. Good first push here by this Hanover Hydra. All right, it doesn't look like they're going to make it back to challenge in time, and the Hydra are going to get the first point. So good job. The Regina Hydra, though, did get a good push on towards the second push, so the Hanover Hydra will at least have to push that far. Here comes the ultimate unleashed by Regina. Wow, the High Noon released by their Cole Cassidy takes out 4 of the Hanover Hydra coming right through that door, so well played there. By the Regina Hydra to just as soon as they got that first point, followed up with the elimination of Big Huge Daddy and Mighty Coldbug. It's going to send them back to spawn. All right, so the Hydra coming rolling back up out here. Trading a couple eliminations here. Diva does get elimination on their Reinhardt, so this could be a good opportunity for the Hanover Hydra to push here. Mercy getting a little far forward there. Smartly walks back behind the wall here. May gets a nice elimination on Mighty Coldbug. We'll see if we can get a resurrection, which we do. Good job by Archangel to get that resurrection on that Sigma, played by Mighty Coldbug. Genji trying to chase down that May. Needs to get that blade out. Here comes the Junkrat tire. Coming in there. Should be a good one. Does manage to get the May. The rest of the Regina Hydra are able to retreat. So Regina Hydra doing a good job kind of stalling this payload. Still plenty of time on the clock here. Kind of a skirmish. The Hanover Hydra need to get together here. They're kind of getting picked off 1-2. Trading eliminations kind of at a stalemate point in terms of the spawn. So it's really not benefiting any team except for the clock, which at this point the clock benefits Regina. All right, the Hydra looks like they're better together this time. They are going after the Roadhog there, and they do manage to get the Roadhog. Nice pick by Genji to get that Cole Cassidy, and the Hydra are moving the payload once again. So focus their fires on that shield of that Reinhardt before the rest of their team gets there. Hydra doing a good job moving in here. They're going to have to get across that corner there. Hammer Strike does manage to take some of the Hydra down, but they were able to kind of rebound there. Diva Bomb gets in behind. Unfortunately, it was blocked by Regina Ice Wall there. Did manage to take out the Lucio, the opposing team. Here comes another High Noon. Does manage to take out the Barebow Fraggins Lucio, but you can see how far the Hydra has pushed at this point, and they still have numbers advantage with Big Huge Daddy. Archangel bringing back Lucio back into the fight. So if they get past that gold marker, they will have won this match. You just need a little bit more push. You just need to clear this Lucio off. If they can clear off this Lucio, they need to focus him, which they do. And they do it! So the Hanover Hydra win this first round against what's proven to be a tough team from Regina. So with a good push it just far enough to get it past that first marker. So this is that ultimate unleashed by Regina XPL3, where he took out, I think it was 4 of the Hanover Hydra. High Noon, no sooner they opened that door, he was stunned slightly by the rock. High Noon lined that up perfectly and took out 4 of the Hydra, stalled that, and then they had to reset. But our Hanover Hydra come out on top of that first round, so let's go ahead and score Hanover a point there. And we'll take a short break, get this second round match set up, and we'll be right back. All right, welcome back and welcome to Havana, beautiful Havana. I think it's one of the prettier maps in this game. If you're just joining us, Regina brought a good push to that first fight, especially that initial first push. Looked like they were rolling right over the Hanover Hydra until Hanover kind of adapted their tactics a little bit, recognized that they would have to kind of compete against that pirate ship. We don't see the pirate ship too much anymore in this league, so I think it took them a bit surprise. They had to kind of reset, recoup, and kind of reorient on what they did to do. And once they did a really good job defending, and then on the push, they did a good job pushing it just far enough past the point where the Regina Hydra were able to get it. So we've switched sides. We've also flipped the script, so it is Hanover pushing the payload while the Regina Hydra will be defending against the payload. The Hanover Hydra are going to be running a PC5. LAX is going to be running a Hanzo. This is a good Hanzo map because you got a good long distance, long stretches to shoot your arrows down. Melomaniac's going to be running Diva. Genji is going to be run by Dark Dragoon. Lucio is run by Barbo Fraggins. Archangel's running Mercy. Applicable name, right? Archangel and Mercy. And then Mighty Coldbug is going to be running Sigma. Actually, a little swap there. Looks like Dark Dragoon's going to be running McCree for the push, and then he'll switch to Genji for the defense. So for the Hydra from Regina, they're running a Lucio, a McCree, a May, a Baptiste, a Reinhardt, and a Roadhog. All right, so we'll watch from the perspective of the Hanover Hydra here, pushing against a tough defensive line. You got to get some shields up there. Actually, yeah, got to get Mighty Coldbug to shoot some shields out there to protect the line, using that payload to kind of shield them as they walk up. We'll see if Diva's going to play dive and Lucio go up there, just boop them out of their spot. I think we're kind of content to let them have the turn. They're not getting much damage on us from that high vantage point. So we'll keep pushing the payload. Nice job by Mighty Coldbug to take out that Regina Reinhardt, and the push continues. So now Regina kind of drops down from their high ground, and it's a little bit of a skirmish at this point. Trading fires on both sides. Cole Cassidy does get the elimination on Mighty Coldbug Sigma. Looks like Melomaniac's going to get demeched there. Good job by Archangel to get Sigma right back in the fight. Again, he needs to get some distance, though. He's playing a little bit close. He's playing a little bit close to the opposing team. He needs to get some distance and shields between him and the opposing team. But it was a good first push. They got around the first bend here. Got the payload around the first bend. Wow, 3 eliminations real quick like for Regina as they push back here towards the point. All right, looks like they're back full strength. They did get the Reinhardt, so good elimination as that Reinhardt was pushed really far forward of the Regina line there. That Roadhog's way up there too. Without his teammates there, he's going to be picked off. So good opportunity here for the Hydra to move in quickly. The Hanover Hydra, I should say, but they're kind of hanging back. They need to move quickly. They can't. They kind of surrendered what would have been a really good opportunity, defeating both main tanks there. All right, so here comes the Hanover Hydra. They did allow the Regina Hydra to kind of get full strength again. So again, missed opportunity. This is the Silver Division. There's a Sigma Ultimate. Let's see if they can take advantage of that, dropping them down. Diz get a couple eliminations on the Baptiste and the Cole Cassidy. They're going to focus their fires on that Roadhog, get that Roadhog. All that's left is that Lucio. He's going to fall back, and that's going to allow him to push here probably all the way to the first point, unless that Lucio gets in here and causes them some problems. So this will allow them to get to the first point with about 1 minute, 24 seconds left on the clock, and then they'll get a little boost here, a 2-minute boost with that first point. So there you see them waiting on the other side. You can see a lot of the Hanover Hydra have their ultimates at this point, but also a couple ultimates from the opposing side as well. So let's see how that comes into play. Mercy trying for the resurrection there, but she gets taken out by the May Ice Wall. The May ultimate. So that's going to stall that push there. Here comes a High Noon being unleashed. Does manage to get the Baptiste. So the Hanover Hydra are going to have to reset here. See, there are actually a lot of them spawning up here and in this direction at this point. So they're going to be coming down these stairs or closer to their spawn at this point. So see if they can take advantage of that. Lucio and Lucio and LAX fighting there in May again with another freeze. Here comes a Diva Bomb coming sinking in here. Does go off, doesn't find anybody home with that May Ice Wall kind of blocked the majority of that damage. And May's been something that that Diva's been having trouble dealing with today. Gets froze again. But they're pushing the payload here, kind of pulling Regina off their spot at this point. Here comes another Sigma Ultimate unleashed by Mighty Coldbug, but again, nothing to bounce that off of, unfortunately. They've really got to work on their all combos here. They did such a good job with their all combos last week. This time it's more of a skirmish. They're more they're having a harder time getting together on this, but they have plenty of time. They shouldn't feel too pressured at this point. Diva again kind of pushing forward of the team, going to be demeched before the rest of the team can get there. Here comes a Hanzo ultimate. Mercy's going to get the res on the Lucio, bring its fellow healer in, but again trading eliminations on both sides without a really good push, and a lot of ultimates squandered without really partnering up with their teammates here. So really good stall here by the Regina Hydra. The Hanover needs to get together here and work together as a team. Looks like they're finally putting something together here. But again, that Sigma's way too far forward. He cannot be up in the face of those opposing players. He needs to be back off, use his shield, and get in there when he needs to. But he shouldn't be up there right there in range of a May swing and a hammer strike like that. He's hooked. He's taken out. Mercy's taken out. With that Deadeye. Again, Regina Deadeye has been really brutal, really well-placed Deadeyes there from that player from Regina. Really gold-level play from that McCree player. All right, 60 seconds remaining. They do have the Deadeye from the Hydra. Let's see if that comes into play here. Here's High Noon. Doesn't find anybody home though. He needs to drop in more from a less obvious angle on those High Noons. So another couple good ultimates there. Diva ultimate and Sigma ultimate combined. They didn't get all the opposing players, but they got enough. And they're going to be able to drive this thing to overtime unless they're cleared off of the payload here. So they need to stay on the payload. They cannot sacrifice the payload at this point in order to get to the next point and earn more points. You can see how far they have to go. They still have to go quite a ways. But every meter they push is a meter the opposing team is going to have to push forward too. Again, good hook by the Roadhog to target that Sigma. Here's the Junkrat tire goes off, does take out that Reinhardt from the Regina Hydra. Again, the Hanover Hydra have to stay close. They can't surrender the payload. Do a nice job defending off some good pushes. Roadhog gets another hook there. The Hydra have to stay close here. I'm surprised they haven't swapped to a ball yet to kind of cling to that payload to keep pushing it forward. You see that May ice wall, that can be trouble. They're going to have to get that out of the way to keep this pushing. They are in overtime. See if they can push this all the way to the second point. It's going to be tough, but they are getting eliminations. You can see Regina, here comes another high noon, does take out the mercy of the Hydra. The Hanover Hydra, I should say. The Hanover Hydra have to stay on that payload. They're starting to get a little bit away from it, and unfortunately driven off by an ultimate of that Roadhog there. But they did get 1 point and 53.52 meters. So that was a good push there. So we'll flip sides and see if our Hanover Hydra is able to stop this push. You can imagine the Regina Hydra is going to swap back. You're going to see this payload disappear. You're going to see a little box appear. So Hanover was looking like they were down for the count with just a little bit past that first point, but they did a nice job with a couple ultimates. They finally paired up their ultimates, did some ult combos to make some things count, and were able to push the payload a little bit further, which could make the difference in this game. If they're able to stop the Regina Hydra from pushing the payload any further in this gold box that's about to appear right now, then they'll win the match. So. But that's a tall order. That's a lot. That's a lot of stopping. You have to do a lot of good defensive play. So let's see how our Hydra is set up. Our Hanover Hydra set up. They're going to be running a Junkrat, a Diva, a Genji, a Lucio, a Baptiste, and Sigma's running his Sigma is run by Mighty Coldbug. So Hanover Hydra's getting set up here. It looks like they are running a Bastion, so they will be running that that pirate ship technique with the Bastion and Orisa combo. All right, Hanover doesn't want to put too far forward. Want to make yourselves too vulnerable there, but they've got a nice line set up, so see if they can stop that Bastion from getting set up and behind a shield. Need to get that Genji in there and target that Bastion. Keep him from getting too comfortable up on top with a shield up top. Bastion does manage to take out the Mighty Coldbug, Sigma, and Junkrat. Again, that Genji's got to get in there, get in behind that Bastion. They do manage to take him out with the Genji, but they automatically bring him right back into the fight. So Regina with a nice push here initially. See if the Hydra can stall him here. So really quick here, first push here by the Hydra. Let's see if the Hanover Hydra are able to stop the push here. So Regina Hydra just doing a really good job pushing this payload. Not many answers here from the Hanover Hydra. Not many ultimates either. They haven't done a really good job massing their fires or working together as a team. Really been just throwing themselves into the fray. Having a hard time on trying to figure out what they're doing to counter this Bastion again. Really, you need really strong Genji play for this. There's a Bastion ultimate goes off. Did stop him short, get the Bastion off the top. There's a Junkrat tire. See if it's able to get in behind him. It is behind him. And it goes off 1, 2, 3, 4 eliminations there just before they're able to get to that point. Nice Junkrat tire. That thing was driving around. I didn't think it was ever going to go off. I thought it was going to get shot before it actually got there. But good job there. They've held them. See if they can hold for the next 4 minutes. It's going to be a tough hold here. I got to admit, folks, if they're able to hold this, it is going to be epic. Because you can see how close they got. They got within probably 3 or 4 meters. And it's a good place to hold in terms of kind of holding this choke, this turn. But the opposing team can come in from multiple directions. Looks like we do have some ultimates there. So we do have a Diva ultimate. Again, we got to pair it up. We just can't throw ourselves into the fray, which has been kind of what's been happening to this Hydra team here. Again, the Divas push forward with the Diva Bomb. See if they're able to catch anybody sleeping. They were able to get that Baptiste. So getting one of those, doing a good job. Junkrat gets an elimination on the Lucio. See if they can target this Reinhardt here. They do manage to get rid of that Reinhardt, so good defense, good defense to the Hanover Hydra here to push them back. They're going to have to reset, recock, get that Junkrat right in the fight here. Good job. All right, 2 minutes, 58 seconds left on the clock. Again, this would be an epic defense if they're able to hold this line here. You can see some ultimates. They do have the Junkrat tire again. The Hanover Hydra have the Junkrat tire again. 2 minutes, 38 seconds left. Pushing that payload backwards. Hiding behind that Reinhardt shield. Good job by Junkrat to get 2 eliminations there. LAX KJB gets a couple nice eliminations on their May. Mercy going for the res there. Does bring Genji back into the fight, so good job there. Diva's going to target that Roadhog. They should be able to take him out. And they do, so nice defense. 2 minutes, 7 seconds left on the clock. Again, this would be just an excellent defense here. See, they're still fighting the fight here. If they can target these players that are still kind of straggling behind. But that Marie Sigma unleashes his ultimate. Fortunately, again, no one's there. They need to complement those ultimates together. Can't just be pulling those ultimates without complimenting your teammates. 1 minute, 43 seconds. Again, Junkrat. We also have a Diva Bomb. Here goes the Diva Bomb going off. Does manage to get the Lucio and break that ice wall. Sigma's in there a little bit deep. Mercy gets the res on the, but High Noon again. That devastating High Noon again. That's gold level McCree play right there. That's happening by that Regina player. But here comes the Junkrat tire. Comes in, does get 2 eliminations on the Regina team there. So really good job by Hydra to battle back after that devastating McCree ultimate Deadeye. Just 1 minute, 10 seconds left. This has come down. This has been a great defensive stand. This is the Alamo for the Hydra. Let's hope it turns out in their favor, unlike the real thing. Just 58 seconds left. You see how far the Hydra have to push it. They do have a couple. They have that Genji ultimate. They have the Blade. They did get the beat there, so that could help them out here. Does give them the additional powers. Genji's unleashing his Blade. Doesn't look like he found anybody home with that one. So Hydra have the advantage here with a couple of the Hanover Hydra heading back to spawn. See if they can make their way here. 30 seconds left. You can see that's all the further they have to go. Lucio's doing all he can to get in there and stall that payload, trying to get the rest of his teammates back. He's doing a good job. Barebow Fraggins kind of jumping up on top of that payload, keeping it from moving, knocking precious time off the clock. Excellent job. That payload is stale while that Barebow Fraggins is just jumping around with that Lucio, keeping it from moving. Did a really good job before he was taken out. Hopefully that bought enough time for the rest of the Hydra to get back. 3 seconds remaining. Then they have to clear the Hydra off the payload. They have to clear the Regina Hydra off the payload. Here comes a High Noon from Regina. The Hanover Hydra have to get back. Doesn't look like they're going to be able to do it. And Regina Hydra are going to even this thing up at 1-1. Wow, what a great game. What a great match. Really, the differentiator in both these matches has been that McCree from the Regina team there. Here you see Junkrat unleashing that ultimate. This was where he got the 4 eliminations. 1, 2, 3, 4 eliminations. There's going to follow it up here with another elimination. So good job there. This is going to another round. I think we're going to be losing a couple players here, though, so we're going to have to put in a couple bots to keep this thing going. So let me get the next round set up, and we'll come back after this short break. All right, welcome back. Let's go ahead and credit Regina with that win. That was a good push. Great defensive stand there by the Hanover Hydra to drive that thing into overtime. But Regina, good job. Again, that Deadeye from that Cole Cassidy that they play, he does a really good job positioning himself. Probably one of the harder ultimates to kind of pick your place to set it off and it be as effective as it's been. So really good job. Again, I think he should be considered for gold play if he's not already. All right, so let's go ahead and slink down here. This is Junkertown. This is one of the, again, kind of a cooler map. This is Junkrat's map. You can see where the vehicle's going to spawn from. We swap sides again, so Regina's going to push and Hanover's going to defend. Looks like, again, we had a couple players that had to leave early, unfortunately. So LAX and Barebo Fraggins both had to leave, so they'll be running a Zenyatta bot and a Reaper bots in their place, with Melomaniac playing a Diva, Dark Dragoon playing a Genji, Archangel playing Mercy, and Sigma played by Mighty Coldbug or Twitch. All right, so here's the Hydra defense against Regina's push here. Again, they're going to have to close the distance on that Bastion. That Bastion's what they use. Something we'll have to train them up on in future matches, how to close that distance with that particularly that Genji. Close the distance and really be a thorn in the side of that Bastion. Really, you have to ambush. There's a couple more eliminations by that Bastion. But the thing is, once you figure out how to eliminate that Bastion, he becomes a real liability for a team at higher level play, which is why you don't see him very often. So both bots get taken out there pretty quickly, and the hero or the Hydra are going to have to recock and reset here. May Ice Wall up top is going to keep them from raining down fires, and the Regina Hydra are going to earn that point pretty quickly. So good job by the Regina Hydra there. Diva's working trying to close that distance, but Diva, unfortunately, close up takes a lot of damage. Good eliminations there by the Regina Hydra. And they're going to keep this push going. Regina's still pushing this thing along. Again, unfortunately, we had a couple players that had to leave a little early with the they had another sporting event. So unfortunately, sometimes scheduling just doesn't work in your favor. I'm glad they were able to at least come for part of the match. We were hoping to be able to wrap up the match pretty quickly, but these escort matches seem to go longer than all the other matches, unfortunately. So again, Diva, Melomaniac charging in there, trying to get close, trying to close the distance, but unfortunately, he's not a good character for that against that Bastion. He's super vulnerable. He's so big. It's so easy for that Bastion just to demech him. So Regina with a quick push here to the second point. Diva charging in here, trying to get that Diva bomb off. They do manage to put that May Ice Wall up there. Really nice job before it could do much damage. Good res by Archangel there to bring, but it's going to be taken out quickly again by that Bastion. So, and just about a team wipe there almost. As this Regina team keeps rolling. You can see what a difference not having just a couple players on a team makes. You know, running a bot is a real liability on a team, let alone running two bots. It really makes it hard because there's bots, medium bots, hard bots even. These are medium bots, obviously, and silver level, but the hard bots don't do a really good job pushing. You can see that Reinhardt or that Reaper just kind of throwing himself into the fray there. But a real good push here by Regina. They got 2 points at this point. And looks like they're probably going to be able to push to this point and get all 3 points here in the last round. And there they go. All right, so they got 3. So the Hydra need to push for 3 here, which they can do. They definitely can do this. All right, so let's zip all the way back down here to the start of Junkertown. So they need a good push. That was a really good push by Regina there. So here you see the spawn. And the Regina defense will set themselves up. Usually you set up somewhat of a high ground defense. This is a really good map again for like a Hanzo character. Because you got such a long field of view. A Widowmaker, if you've got a crack Widowmaker, any kind of long range hit scan type character can do a lot of good damage, a lot of picks with a lot of range, particularly on the first phase of this map. All right, so our Hanover Hydra will be making the push here. And the Regina Hydra will be making a push. They will be pushing the payload. And the Hanover Hydra will be defending. Or the Regina Hydra will be defending. The Hanover Hydra will be pushing. Hanover Hydra's in blue. All right, so here comes our Hanover Hydra out here. See that May also, between the May and the McCree, just really 2 really solid players. For that Regina Hydra team. After a while watching this match, you can really start to see those players that really stand out on a team and who make kind of decisions above what you would normally expect at this level of play. So really kudos to those two. Doing a really good job all game, all match playing against this Hanover Hydra team. All right, Mighty Coldbug switched to Roadhog, so he's going to play Roadhog for this round. Hanover Hydra having a tough time getting out of this point. Sometimes you got to dive in past them, so maybe swapping to a dive comp might help them here. Here comes another high noon. You can see he takes a really good angle when he sets up those high noons. You don't want to be on the ground level. You want to be kind of off the skew, kind of somewhere where somebody's not looking. So again, he does a really good job with his high noons. Makes the Hanover Hydra pay for it. Here comes a Diva Bomb. Let's see if they're able to do something with this. And another, again, good May Ice Wall almost did the job. Again, that's next level play type stuff you see. Pretty rare to see that at the silver level. Just quick thinking enough to put that Ice Wall up. Really good play. Unfortunately, for the Hydra, I said fortunately for the Hydra, the Hanover Hydra, that wasn't able to block that Diva Bomb and did a really good job keeping this thing driving forward. So good job by the Hydra to get out of that spawn pen with that Diva Bomb by Melomaniac. Really opened the door for them to continue this push here. So trading fires, but most of them are going on the way in favor of the Regina Hydra here. And the Hanover Hydra are going to have to reassess here. The Melomaniac pushing in probably a little deep before his team, but they're kind of in desperation mode here. again, I know how it feels. I feel bad for them being down a couple players. It makes it really tough to try to match up against a team of 6 from the opposing side. But we have just enough players on our silver team, and the rest of the players are gold, so it wouldn't be fair to swap them in to round out the team. So we'll have to play these bots, and we'll learn something from it. Definitely a lot to be learned from this match about playing against that pirate ship combo. They did a good job the first time, really struggled the second time to kind of counter it until it was a little bit too late, and they had pushed a little bit too far those first couple pushes. So, all right, so still some time on the clock here, but it doesn't look like our Hanover Hydra is going to be able to get it done this third match. They put up a good fight. They put up some really good 2 solid rounds, really evenly matched against this Regina Hydra team. Here comes another high noon, and that's going to do it. So Regina Hydra is going to take this one. GG's to our friends from Regina. They did a nice job putting a tough match together. Again, I can't imagine it's anything but that Cole Cassidy. Oh, it's Sebastian. That's surprising. Really surprised me there. Let's see this. You see he gets 1, 2 eliminations, 3 eliminations. Going to follow with the 4th elimination on the Diva, Baby Diva. So good job there. GG's to our friend. Let's go ahead and award them the victory there. And we'll get set up for our next match. So good job. I'm sorry, awarded the wrong team with the score there. So Regina Hydra are going to win this thing 2-1. Good match, good played, well played by all the players. We'll get them next week. A lot to work on at practice. We got one more week before the Christmas break. And right after this, we have a Silver Rocket League match. So come right back for that. We'll see you then. Take care.